Hi there, it's Sandy, your sister and your friend. Welcome to today's video. Sometimes there's a little bit more than a week between my videos as I kind of wait for the Lord to show me what does He want me to say to you. You're His precious children, and He's very protective and cautious, and also wants us all to be totally free from the illusions of this world. So today I wanted to talk about the difference between reality and perception. And reality is really based on God. It's really the reality of everything is really based on us knowing who God is and who we are in God. It's really knowing our oneness with the Creator, our Creator, the one who created each of us, and knowing that we have been created perfectly, completely, that that the way our Creator sees us has never changed. It has nothing to do with our behavior. It has nothing to do with anything that's happened in our lives. It's not that there's an ignorance of that, because Jesus came as the atonement, as the one who was going to undo all the misconceptions and misperceptions of who we really are. He came for us to see and know our identity as an inner knowing, as something that was going to be revealed to us in our hearts. It's something that we would recognize, we would see it again, we would recognize it because it's already there, it's already in our hearts. There's this inner knowing that we turn to when we're seeking God, when we want to know who we are and who God is. And we'll find out that it's all been based on love. Everything, our creation, being created in His image, it's just an outpouring of His thoughts of love, and that we came out of that as His creations. And now, because we are coming out of that, of God's heart, out of His actual heart of love, that's because we now are co-creators. We're co-creators because we are made as the bearers of God, as His image bearers here in this world. But what we can do, and what we all have done, is because of the lie of separation that came out of, whether it's an allegory of Adam and Eve, whatever the story is there, the idea that we could in some way be separated from God is the greatest illusion and delusion of all times. And unfortunately, that's something that we have all believed. Because when we believe that somebody could eat from a tree of knowledge, and that was forbidden by God to eat from, if that was truly forbidden by God, I guarantee you nobody would have eaten from it. God's will is far surpasses anything that a man's will can do to undo God's will and purpose. So, but this idea of us being able to make our own selves, somehow we think that because we've been separated that we have made ourselves. And we can perceive, and we do perceive, a lot of things in life. And you know from your own experience how you've perceived things wrongly at first, perhaps, and then if you're willing and open to seeing things differently, then you'll see that you misperceived somebody or something. And that's really where we can now undo this. We can actually be willing, we're able, so willing to stop and say, let me look at what my thoughts are. Do my thoughts align with what God has said about me, about what God has said about my brother and my sister? Let's just overlook their errors here for for this period of time. Let me look at them and who they really are. They are created in God's image, and it also came out of God's loving thoughts towards them. Can I look at them and say, you are one with God? Can I treat them that way? Am I willing to say, let me put down my perceptions of them. Let me stop judging them. Just as Jesus said, judge not lest you be judged. The judgment is going to come out of our own hearts. That's where the judgment comes from. And judgment always means separation. It means I'm going to judge one thing good and one thing bad, and I'm going to separate these things. And judgment is not for us. Judgment belongs to God, who doesn't judge. God just always enacts justice out of his love. His love and justice are always intertwined. And his justice is, you are who I say you are. And everybody else in this world is who I say they are. And so is our path here one of being willing to look at and undo our perceptions? Can we say rightly so that our perceptions, if they've come out of our thoughts and come out of our mind, they're based on our experience in this world, and they're going to be colored and tinged by those experiences, which means that they're not going to be true. They're not going to be based on reality. Can I say, let me live from a higher plane? Let me live as Jesus did on this earth, seeing only what he said. I only see what the Father sees. I only say what the Father tells me to say. I only do what the Father is doing. Can we I know those of us who are seeking after God and that we want so much this. Can we just know who we are? Can we just enjoy the beingness, the I amness of who we actually are? That verse that says, be still and know that I am God. Can I be, and can I still my thoughts? Can I be and still my thoughts and look for this inner knowing and know my I amness? Know because it's going to come out of this inner knowing out of my heart for the Lord. This inner knowing, I'm going to know my I amness as God. That's what the stillness in my thoughts and looking into my heart where God already is. God is already, you're one with your Father. You're one with God. You're one with the divine creator. You're one with the divine energy in the universe. That's who you are. That's who my brother is. That's who your brother is, your sister. Let us choose. This is a will. This is exercising the will that we've been given. Let us do that. Let us make that as our intention. Set that as our heart's intention. Let me overlook the things that I can only perceive. Let me be aware of my thoughts. Let me take them captive when that thought comes up for me to judge something as good or bad. Let me just say, that's not it. Let me look at the truth of the matter. The truth is, there's only one thing that's true, and that's God. And there's only one life, and that's God's life. And we're all here to enjoy that and to remember that, to recognize that, to find that truth in our heart. Let's do it. Let's do that. That's freedom, my friend. That is liberty. That's life. That's it. I love you so much. Go and enjoy this day. I just love you. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and let me hear from you. Write me a comment. Tell me what this is like for you. It's freedom. It is so. Oh my gosh, it's so liberating. I just love it. All right, go be blessed today. Bye.